Aquarius is like kind of traditionally, classically associated with Uranus, who's one of the oldest titans. I have a little graphic here. All right, so here's the genealogy of the Olympians. And just to get, keep it in the realm of astrology, we have planetary Jupiter represented here as Zeus, his father Cronus, and Cronus, father Uranus. Now, if this was actually correct, we would move Gaia up here, and there would be a sort of like, because she was his mom. Gaia, the planetary deity of the Earth that we live on, and Uranus being the incarnate, sort of anthropomorphized spirit of the sky. So yeah, this guy, Uranus, we know very little about him from myth, and there's no real like personality revealed in the stories. He's very abstract. And what we know is he's the child and lover of Gaia, with whom and Gaia was one of the descendants of primordial chaos, who came straight from the thing itself. Chaos was like a cockroach, or a self-impregnating hermaphrodite. Maybe chaos didn't need to mate to bear offspring. Gaia was one of those original offspring of primordial chaos. They had a lot of children, and they ruled the world before the age of the Titans. So Uranus and Gaia ruled. Uranus was betrayed by Gaia and Kronos, and they castrated him in mythology. And this actually gave birth to Aphrodite. So if Aphrodite is actually technically a Titan, not a newer god, but those various categorizations are only so helpful, and only when we have the context to understand, when we understand them in context. Uranus was betrayed by Cronus and Gaia because he didn't love his monstrous children. Gaia did. Gaia loved all her children, but that's mythology. We'll leave that there. There is a connection with the water bearer to. There is a connection with the stars of Aquarius to the story of a trickster, the story of a kind of enlightened kind of trickster. Often this trickster figure is associated with activities that benefit humanity. Even though they might have a devious nature, they often give fire or light to humanity. And this just pops up over and over. I have some notes here. I could go off on a little list. We have coyote. That's some First Nations. Raven in the Pacific Northwest is the same sort of trickster. In Africa, we have a Nancy, or I'm going to butcher this, but Coggan. There's Loki in the Norse, Lu, Celtic, Sarmat, Amarani, Maui, Tlaquatzin, Enki in the Babylonian, who we spoke about last month, actually in association with the goat fish. And in the Greek, who we are passed, who were directly passed the torch of astrology and mythology from in the modern world. It was Prometheus. It wasn't Uranus, it was Prometheus. And when we look at planetary Uranus, I want to kind of introduce this idea that the stars of Aquarius and planetary Uranus, if we're looking at mythology for templates of archetypes, and we're gonna compare and align certain mythological archetypes with planetary effects that we know from astrology and watching the planets and the stars in action. I want to say that Prometheus has a lot to do with what we are calling Uranus and the stars that we are calling Aquarius, the water bearer. So Prometheus was the titan of foreknowledge, foresight, looking into the future. This is the first correlation we see with Uranus, Aquarius, and that they're futuristic. Prometheus, as the titan of foresight, saw the coming new order, and he betrayed the titans to Zeus. He, I guess, knew which side his bread would be buttered on. But then he betrayed Zeus, who intended to destroy humanity at a certain point in this mythological narrative. And Prometheus gave humans fire. And that's the watered down version that we get. And when we look deeper, we see that Prometheus was full-scale humanitarian. It's another correlation between Uranus, Aquarius. He gave humans, like I said, not just fire, but metallurgy, the science of working metal, agriculture, knowledge of farming, crops, the domestication of plants. He gave humans medicine, healing practices, natural medicines. He gave humans astronomy, knowledge of stars, planets, celestial mechanics, architecture, writing, navigation, and specifically skills for sailing and sea travel, and the mathematics, the numeric expression of nature's laws and mysteries. So Prometheus took humanity and evolved it and elevated it, where to the gods they were just not really worth the investment. Prometheus invested. There's a great Wikipedia page on the theft of fire as a mythological theme, and I just want to recommend that. I just noticed that in my notes, kind of non sequitur, but there is a good page on the theft of fire that relates to the Prometheus myth and this mythological theme in all kinds of world mythologies. So Prometheus mythology connects him to Aquarius and the ruler of Aquarius, Uranus. There's a cleverness and a futurism and a liberation. Liberation from bondage is a huge theme of the Prometheus myth, as well as bondage, trauma. That's a major Aquarius function, is ancestral or unresolved generational like memories or issues, personal karma, and that sort of thing. But there's an association with rebellion, with humanitarianism, with idealism, with that which is revolutionary, that which is of a new order, Aquarius, Uranus.